Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel. I'm back from the wonderful holiday that I had. If you didn't already know, I went away for about 2.5 weeks, and we went up to far north Queensland of Australia to Port Douglas with our caravan, and it was just a fantastic holiday. It was just wonderful going on the road trip and seeing the east coast of Australia. So now I'm back here in Sydney in the cold weather, because up there it's a lot warmer. So when it's cold here in Sydney, it's nice to be able to travel up north where it's a lot warmer. But I'm back here in my craft room, and I want to share with you my next project. And this is a one sheet wonder. It's an easy fold pocket flip book, and you can just use your 12 by 12 single-sided paper. And another great way to use your papers are you can use your directional pattern papers as well for this project. So I've made it so that you could use those papers. And so this is the one that I made, and I made this just before I went away on my holiday, and I did schedule a couple of videos while I was away for you as well, so I hope you enjoyed those videos. So I'm kind of hoping I still remember how I made this one, but we'll see how we go. I did enjoy making it. It's a great size. It has some wonderful pockets in here for you to tuck some larger size pockets, photo mats, or anything you want, little mini journals. And I'm going to show you how it looks like, and then I'll do the tutorial for you. I didn't do a lot of embellishing because I was, when I made this before my trip, I was trying to get it done before I went away. So all I'd done was just added one of my, the paper layered, I don't know what I'd call it, like a pinwheel or just an embellishment medallion type thing. And I just added that to the front. And so over here is a side pocket. So the cover has a side pocket. And I just used my 2.5-inch circle punch and created a notch just to sort of decorate the front. And I placed one of my vellum pockets that I made in my in one of my last videos. It's a vellum pocket where you don't see any of the adhesive. And then on the back here is another pocket. And just a nice way to add maybe some journaling cards or project life cards or ephemeris. So this size was a perfect fit in there. And then on the inside is 2 pockets. There's a little small tuck pocket here for maybe your smaller tags or some of your paper strips or paper scraps. You can place them in there. And there is a nice opening here for maybe a bulkier pocket folder, mini journal. This is another pocket folder that I made in my other video, and there is a side pocket here. So there are a lot of ways you can add all sorts of your other pockets and pocket folders in this flipbook. So there's a pocket there, and then I made like a library pocket on the other side, and it just closes up like that, and this coordinates with the folder. And I just had one of these laying on my desk, so I thought that was just a pretty way to just close that up. I hand stitched this onto this clip using some crochet trim. So there is a nice large opening there, so you can add more of your thicker journals. And then over here I added, this is like just another little extra layered flip page that I added in here. So there is a side pocket here at the back. So there is that side pocket. And I've got this in here, which I just made last minute because I wanted to add something in the side here, just so you could see that there is a side pocket for your other flip pages or floating pockets. So this one here is just another an added piece. So what I was trying to do was make this into like a journal page. And over here is where you can do some journaling or document a daily journal. And then it has this, let me take this out. And this is how it looks like. So it's just a single-sided paper for somewhere to journal. And then I made this as a side tuck pocket and used some vellum just to give it some more texture on the paper. And that was just it's just something a little extra I thought would look fun in here, and that's how it looks like. And then you've got this vellum piece where you can still have a nice, be able to see through the back. So you can even add pages onto here, just add some paper, fold them over, and then you can stitch it onto the part that's folded to create like a journal booklet. That would be another great idea. And then you have this part here as a pocket. So just using your copying paper and just cut it to fit inside, and then folding it, and then you can staple it or stitch it down here. And then I also just placed one of these cutter parts from a 12x12 paper just so you can see that's a pocket. It also decorates that front as well, so I think that's fun. And this was another cutter part from another 12x12 where I just folded over. And then I also had this extra little piece that was laying on my desk, and I just glued the two sides down here to make a pocket at the back. And then this opens up this way. And in actual fact, this piece was meant to be a pocket in the front here for one of my last tutorials. And this was meant to be a pocket where you glue the bottom, and this was a tuck pocket. So that could still be a tuck pocket, but because there was a word there, I thought that looks nice as a little interactive flip page. And you can even have it this way and make that into a pocket. So I wasn't going to have that there. Let me just take that out so you could see what I mean. I could glue that down here as well, and then make this, let me just put this to the side. I can make that into another pocket that way if I glue that down. So you get 1, 2, and then it flips up that way. Or you can have it this way and have it that way, and then opens that way. And then you can also do the same and add another some more papers in here as well, and fold them over so you've got another booklet, little journal booklet with these little extra pockets for tags or smaller note cards. And then you've got yourself another place to journal. But if you want, what I can do is I might do a quick little how-to video on how to make these in my next video. If you wanted to make something similar to add it into your flipbook, I might do another one of these. I might do this video, and that just goes in here, and so you can just use your scraps. And I thought that even looks good just like this on its own. And you can make a project with that, with your paper scraps. So that goes in there, and then you can open it like that. And then here is another pocket, and this whole thing is the one using the one sheet, and this is the extra edition. And then I've just placed in here, I'll just show you what I've got in here to give you some inspiration. I made a library pocket again with just a tag. And you can make it as high as you like and as wide as you want to fit in here. And you can make your library pocket as well as high and as wide as you prefer. And then I also made, this is one of my favorite little pockets. I just used some paper scraps, and there are 3 pockets, 3 layered pockets. You've got one in the front, and then there is one here on the top. And then at the back is another little extra little side pocket for something small or some ephemera pieces. And I just decorated the edge up here with like a file tab just to decorate the top edge. And that would fit in here as well. So again, these ones, you can make this in any size as well. And I have done a video on how to make these, and I'll link that down below for you if you wanted to add something like this in your flipbook. So that goes in there, and I thought that was another fun way to add that. But you can add whatever you want in these pockets. These are just some inspiration ideas for you, or just for those that are wanting to know what a flipbook is or what you would use it for. This would also make a great way to store your photos. You can store all your photos in here, so there is enough depth and width for photos. You can store them in there. Letters, documents, receipts, recipe cards, or if you want to just gift some of your paper projects and some pockets, you can make one of these folders and add all of your fun project goodies, and then package them as pretty as you like and send them as a crafting supply gift for them. So this is how it looks. It's a great little folder or flip book. So let me show you how easy it is to make one of these. So just put that to the side. So you just grab your 12 by 12 single-sided paper. Of course you can use double-sided paper. It's that's also good to make, but most of us may have a lot of single-sided paper with directional pattern, so I thought I'd do a project for you with those sort of papers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the print facing down, and we're only going to do 2 score lines very easily. It's just so it's making sure your direction is facing the right way, going down, and all we're going to do here is we're going to score at 7 inches all the way down, and we're going to turn your paper around to the left, and we're going to score that at 6 inches. And that is all the scoring. So it's just 7 inches and then turning it around and 6 inches. So we're just going to have the paper back, and you're going to have that score line here that's at the 7 inches. We are going to remove this left panel corner piece. So we're going to take all of that out. And so we're just going to cut along here at the 7 inch and up the top there. So let me just go ahead and do that. It's very windy here today and very cold. And I'm not a big, I don't really like the winter season here. I'm not a winter person. I love the warm weather. I mean, not too hot, just pleasant weather. Okay. So now we have this piece. We'll put this to the side for now. We're going to work on this piece here. And what we're going to do first, we've got this piece here on the top. We're going to fold that back. So fold that back on that score line. Now if your paper starts to, if it doesn't line up, you could always trim your papers where it doesn't line up later on. So we've got that. So let me just show you. Folding that back. And then we have this piece here. We're going to bring this piece over. And we're going to fold that down. Just making sure I get it all lined up. I'm just going to get to my bone folder so I could get a nice crease. I'm just going to And what you want to do with this side, we're going to fold this piece in, and this is up to you how far you want to fold this part in. I like to fold without pressing it down just yet. I like to have my edge just a little bit inside from the edge so you can see a bit of the white. And then when you go over this way, this will then also determine how deep your side pocket will be. You can, if you like, you can line it up along the edge here if you don't want to see that. You can line it up as close to there, and then you'll just have a more of a shallower depth. But it's not, let me show you my one here so you could see. I'll take that out. So mine is folded in about 1/2 inch in. It just sort of, it looks nicer because then you have these different layers. So I'm just going to just roughly go in about 1/2 inch. So about there, and then once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to just gently press it down. So that's how that part will look, and that's the inside. So we've got that. And now what we can do here, you can do a angle cut like I have here, and then you'll have an extra piece to create a little tuck pocket here, or you can leave it like that and just have and glue these two sides down to have just a side pocket. So you can decide how you want to do that, but we'll do the angle cut. That way you can see how it's done, because this part is straightforward. And we'll do that now. So all we're going to do here is we're just going to, you just want to cut sort of maybe 1.5 inches, about that much, and then you're going to cut up or cut down and just going in a little bit in, and then sort of cutting it at an angle. I will use my paper trimmer, but I'm going to use my scissors for this, but you can use your trimmer. I'm just going to cut it up like that. And then you've got this piece, and this little piece can go down here like that. You can have it up like that. So you can decide. I like making my pockets with these angles because you always get this little extra piece to make an extra tuck pocket. So now we have that. Let's glue this down. So this part is done for now. And what I'll do here is I'm going to glue down the bottom here. And that's the other reason why I angle cut the pocket. It gives me more room if I want to add something that's a little bit more bulky, or if I want to add more pockets or things. If I just fold it across, if I glue the top and bottom, you don't get much room there to add more things inside. And if you don't mind the pattern going a different way for this part, then you can go ahead and glue this down. I don't mind. You can always cover it up and cover it with some embellishments or some other extra papers if you don't like the way that it's going. And there we have a pocket here, and then you've got your tuck pocket ready. So we've done that part. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to grab this piece and we're going to cut that in half. So this is the 7-inch side. We're going to cut it in half at 3.5 inches. I'm just going to get my trimmer. So we're going to get 2 pieces out of this. So now you'll have 2 pieces at 3.5 inches by 6 inches. And just grab my scoreboard. I'm just going to put this up here. Now you've got these 2 pieces. One of these pieces will be going at the front, and then this piece will be going on this side. And what we'll do is, just to make it easy, I'm just going to do a score line about at 1/2 inch all the way down on this side, and that'll be for the front. And then this piece, I'm going to score that at 3 inches. It's the same thing, it's just 1/2 inch, so you can go that way, just as long as you've got your 2 score lines, one on the left side and one on the right side. So that's going to go there, and then this one will go on this side. And what I normally like to do here is I'm going to just give that a slight angle cut on both ends where that score line is. Do that with this one too. And then we can just fold them over. That one. And the one with the score line on the left, this is going to get placed like that. You can see now that's going to get glued in there like that. And then when you flip this over, this part will get glued underneath that side, and that will get placed on the inside, and then that's how that will look. Let's go, now we can put it together. And this is another option for you. You can create a notch like I have. So if you want to do that first before we glue that in. And what we're going to do is we are going to glue this side down. So we'll do this, we'll do the cover first. Just take that out. And so we're going to lift this up, and we're just going to glue this to here. So it's going to just line it up. Just line it up as best you can. If it doesn't line up, sometimes it may not line up as because of the fold. And what I would normally do here is, okay, well, that should be fine. Let me just see. You can just angle cut this a little bit more just to get it to sit nicely. There we go, that looks better now. I just had to fix that angle cut here and just sort of go in a little bit more. Okay, so now we've got that. I'm just gonna, I should have done the notch first. Let me create this little notch. I think it just decorates the front a little bit. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. And then what you'll just do here is glue the top and the bottom, and then you've got yourself a tuck pocket. So now we've got that. We can glue this down now because that part's done. No, actually, let's not glue that down yet. We need to do this side. And now with this side, we'll leave that first. We'll go in here. We are going to add glue to the inside. And I think I created a notch there too. Let me just create a notch. So I've done that here. So let me just add that. The top. And then I've got the glue here. We're going to add that glue to the back of here. And it's the same. So we'll glue that in. And this one here, I'm going to glue the top and the bottom. And what we'll do next, we can now add glue to the bottom here, and we will seal that side up. I'm just going to go down here and glue that. So we have that pocket, this pocket. We have this one already done. And this part's already glued in, so now we have that back pocket, because that's glued at the bottom. And now we can finish it off by gluing this side down, and that will give you your pocket flip book. that is how that's done. So we have this pocket here, which is the same as this one. So you can see it's the same. And we open that up. We have this pocket, which is the same as that one. And then the tuck pocket down here. And then we move over this side, we have this pocket. And then you have your side pocket. And that's this one here. And you can see the patterns are all in the right direction. And just using single-sided paper. So this is just another fun one sheet wonder using single-sided directional pattern paper. And I will be back and I will do this quickly to show you how to make one of these, just something extra to fit inside the Flipbook, and give you the measurements and how I put it together. And so I will be back with the next video for this part. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm so happy to be back. I did miss you all, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.